Just dropped today, Trump has signed a new travel ban suspending U.S. entry from 19 countries. But there are exceptions and waivers, so if this impacts you or your family, don't panic, get informed, and let's break it down. Now, as of June 9th, 2025, nationals from these 12 countries are facing a full suspension of entry into the United States. These include Afghanistan, Burma or Myanmar, Chad, Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. The full suspension means that non-immigrants and immigrants from these countries are blocked from coming into the U.S. There are 7 countries that are facing a partial suspension of entry into the U.S., and that is Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. Immigrant visa holders are suspended from coming into the U.S. from these countries, as well as non-immigrant B1, B2 visitor visa holders, and FMJ visas, which are student and exchange visitor visas. For all other non-immigrant visas, consular officers have been asked to shorten the validity period of those visas. Now, the ban does not apply to lawful permanent residents or green card holders, as well as dual nationals that are traveling on a passport from a country that's not designated under the travel ban. It also will not apply to anybody who's been granted refugee status or asylum in the United States, or anybody who's been granted withholding of removal or protection under CAT. Individuals on diplomatic visas are exempt. Immediate relatives of U.S. citizens are also exempt, so if you've petitioned for your spouse, your parent, or a child who's under 21 as a U.S. citizen, this also does not apply to them. However, you do have to have clear and convincing proof of your relationship. Afghan SIV applicants are also exempt. Certain individuals on athlete visas that are traveling to the U.S. for major sporting events, and that includes the World Cup or the Olympics, and adoptees. Now, this travel ban goes into effect on June 9th, 2025 at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you already have a valid visa before that date, the travel ban does not apply to you if you're from one of these countries. Now, let's say you don't fall under the exceptions and you are a person who would otherwise fall under the travel ban. You can, per Trump's proclamation, still request a waiver, and this waiver is a national interest waiver. And you have to basically show that your travel to the United States would advance the U.S. national interest. Some examples could be a medical professional advancing a public health initiative, or a researcher involved in a critical U.S.-based research project, or a family member with compelling reasons to come to the United States and strong ties to the country. Ultimately, it's a discretionary waiver, and it's decided fully on a case-by-case basis. Now, the Trump administration is claiming that this travel ban is needed for national security reasons, and they're using the same section of law that Trump relied on the first time around when he issued his first travel ban. Now, let's be clear, this travel ban will have broad and sweeping impacts, particularly on families and many other communities. Now, there are some narrow exceptions and waivers, like I've already mentioned, which can be lifelines in this situation. So if you or somebody that you care about needs to travel to the United States, it's really important to explore those as an option. For more immigration news and information, feel free to give us a follow.